Look at this. Look at the tail. Look at the heads. The heads, multiple, plural, several. Alright, folks, so this week Nintendo dropped the second trailer for The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. And the boy said, let me take a page out of Game Explain book and do a little deep dive analysis on this new trailer, alright? I'm not here to waste your time, so let's jump into it real quick. Alright, so first shot, it's stormy, it's rainy, it's gloomy, death, destruction, lightning flashing, so you better put away all metal objects because your ass will get zapped. And right here at about 4 seconds, you could see a little malice puddle down in the left hand corner of your screen, blocking like a dirt road or something. I don't know what exactly is that. First time I seen a malice puddle, something like that, because it didn't have that in like Breath of the Wild. Yes, it had it, but not exactly like that. I don't know what exact purpose it serves. I don't know if monsters will be trying to come out of it to clap your cheeks, if it's gonna attack you, and something like that. And right on the right hand side of that said puddle, you can see a green swirl of Zonai magic. I'm not sure, but well, I will call it anti-malice, the opposite of malice, the thing that will combat malice. Yeah, that kind of energy. But from the looks of it, it looks like this magic is coming out of what used to be the shrines from Breath of the Wild. So I don't know if they're going to reuse shrines, but instead, it had the Sheikah architectural look, the Sheikah design, but it will be more Zonai due to the green energy coming out of it. Alright, so this next shot you can see some bokoblins playing in that work, looking out for Link, guarding the outposts. But the main event of this shot right here is these, what I like to call the amphibiflyers. They look part frog, part bat, hence the name amphibiflyers. The design look cool. I love how the wings look. I love especially that tail. The tail, whoever designed that tail need a raise, but I love their design so far, and they look like they're going to be a pain in the ass to fight. But so far they're looking good. Let me move on. But before we move on, right down at the right hand corner of the screen, you can see another Zonai energy swirl down in the corner there, where I presume that's supposed to be a shrine. And well, I don't have nothing further I could say about this shot, but everything looks good. Next shot. On the right hand and left hand side of the screen, you could see 2 towers. Well, I would like to call them the Ubisoft towers that you could go access it. Well, I don't think you have the Sheikah slate in this game. You'll be using Link's hand to activate these towers to, open up parts of the map. Well, that's what I think so far it is. Next significant object in this screen is whatever that is in the center at the bottom of the screen. I don't know if it's a tree or some tower or some structure. I don't know exactly what it is, but I know some point in time we'll be able to interact with it within the game. Another thing that I noticed, a big swirl of clouds is over this mountain here. I don't know if you'll be able to access that as well too. Can I give him the Thunderhead vibes from Skyward Sword? That you used to have to fly into, and it have a whole different area in the skies for you to go and access temples and do little find treasure and stuff. But that looks something similar to that, and I know this game have something like how Skyloft was in Skyward Sword. There are islands floating in the sky, so that's not out of the realm of possibilities with being able to access that cloud-like dome in the sky. But that's all of significance I see in this shot right here. Let's move on. Alright, next shot, they take our asses up in the sky floating, right? So you can see an island right in front of you. Right on the upper right hand corner, you could see an island with a little pool. You could host little Hylian pool parties up there. Looking good so far. To the bottom of the island, on the left hand side of the screen, straight to the bottom, you could see a square platform with a red light on it. Don't know what is that, can't speak much about it because we honestly didn't get any information for this game so far, but it's looking good so far. Let's move on. Alright, there's a big shot here. There's a lot of things to dissect. First things first, I want to acknowledge my bokoblin brother here. Stay on that grind, my boy. You're trying to secure that bag, trying to feel the bokoblin family back home. Love your passion. Okay, the Lizal Force as well too. Stay on your grind, watch man any work, holding along the mining quarry and all and whatnot. Stay on that grind, my boys. But besides that, we could see a whole pool of malice within this shot right here. A lot of malice. This whole section right here, this whole shot, look like it's just drain of all joy and fun, like, and a few dementors pass through, if you know what I mean. But everything looking very gloom, very dim. It looked like Ganon has his hole on this section right here, and I just love the aesthetics of how everything is looking. You can see this tree in the back here with some kind of yellow energy with inside it. I don't know if Link will be able to access that or if that's just light for the area, but I love the aesthetics. And not only that, these trees here as well too. These trees right here, they just look void of any kind of life or any kind of essence of life whatsoever. Ganon is doing a real good job making this place look good. One thing I want to direct your attention to, these little blue lights here, blue flames as it look like here. The only other time I see blue flames like that in a Zelda game was in Twilight Princess, when you turn into Wolf Link and you have to and you enter the Twilight Zone and you have to put on your senses to see people. These are what the people used to look like before you put on the senses. That's the only other time I saw a flame like that in a Zelda game. But I can't say much about it because this is a speculation I'm saying right now. But this whole area looks real good. Thumbs up so far, Nintendo. Let me move on to the next section. Alright y'all, next clip. But first things first, I want to get something out of the way. I'm completely erect right now. You know why? Because if you watch my last video about Tears of the Kingdom, I requested that in this game there are new enemies, right? And I definitely suggest that you should check out that video, by the way. Cheap plug. But nonetheless, what the hell is this King Ghidorah looking as dragon on top of this bridge? Nintendo, seriously, who do you think going to fight that? Look at this. Look at the tail. Look at the heads. The heads. Multiple, plural, several. Nintendo, you're doing a little too much, you know. I'm glad for it, but you're doing a little too much. I can't wait for this game. But yeah, you're doing a little too much, Nintendo. But I don't even know what to say. I'm just waiting for Link to get his ass clapped by this enemy right here. So far, this is looking good. What I could say about this shot, I could see Death Mountain in back doing its thing, spewing more malice as usual. You could see Hyrule Castle in the distance on the left hand side of your screen, spewing malice from underneath the castle because the castle is elevated right now. And right under that, you could see some green energy, some Zonai energy, which I presume is another shrine. You know, looks good so far, but Nintendo, this right here. More of this, please. More of this right here, please. On to the next shot. Alright, I think this is Hetono Village. Yeah, I think Hetono. I'm not sure. Never really learned the map for Breath of the Wild after playing it so many times. I didn't learn the map, but I think this is Hetono Village. Not enough really significance I could talk about here. See another shrine here. This is the shot that I actually realized these little swirls here are actually shrines, right? Alright, next shot you could see Link looking at a blood moon. But before we get to this clip right here, I just want to acknowledge one thing. A few clips back, you heard a voice, and I presume that's Ganon's voice. First thing I want to say is, Nintendo, I know you paid a good sum of money just to get Enji Todoroki to voice a Ganon. That is Endeavor right there. You can't hide him. I know Endeavor's voice anywhere I hear him. But moving on. No, a matter of fact, before moving on, his voice songs evil. That's all I wanted. He songs menacing, he songs evil, he songs diabolical. Love it so far. But back to the shot with the blood moon, most I could say about this shot right here. Link is looking at a blood moon, Barrel sitting on the right side of him. Can't say nothing more about this shot, but looks good so far. Oh boy, before we move on, you could see some islands floating in the distance in front of Link. You know, to me, it looks like a floating divine beast. I could be wrong, but it looks like that. Moving on. Alright, so the blood moon doing its thing, spewing malice all through the lands, malice falling from the sky, exploding. Alright, hold it right there, hold it right there. Alright, Nintendo, I know you all like to do your little tricks with trailers and things, you know, you will see the malice falling from the sky and landing on the ground here and you'll think it causing an explosion. But mind you, to the trained eye that I possess, you can see clearly this isn't just a piece of malice falling from the sky and hitting the ground and exploding. You can clearly see this is a boss dying. If you look right here, you can see 3 fingers on this side, on the left hand side, 3 fingers on the right hand side, and it's some type of a boss exploding after clapping his cheeks, right? You can see this is some type of malice enemy or malice boss. And if you'll watch my last video, cheap plug again, I said that I would like more the bosses on them, not just to be giant floating malice monsters that look too similar. Give them a little variation, give them a little, you know, different body structure, different design. They could still be malice monsters, but give them a little more, a little more creativity. And I hope this is one of them, but you're not getting to see much, but I could clearly see this is some type of a boss dying right here. So, you know, excitement nonetheless. Alright, so let's move on. You see more rubble that looks like that mountain falling apart. Hyrule Castle falling apart. You know, malice spreading throughout the lands. You could see that green tree-like structure we saw earlier in the clip. Looks good so far. Let's move on. Alright, let me hold up right here. Alright, so you could see some bokoblins right here. You know, they have a little more pointy horns on their head. A little more pointy horns on their head, looking, they look like they're enhanced. They are more evil. They're more, they are, pun may be intended, and more malice to them. They look good so far. They're looking like they're powering up. All right, hold up right here, right here. New enemy alert. New enemy alert. Who is this big whale blubber back ass boy right here? This new pig enemy. This looks like a new moblin, new goblin, new bokoblin like type enemy. My boy Chunky, my boy has a crown of bones, a necklace of bones, braces on his hand with bones. My boys look good, my boy look menacing. And that's why I like to see, as I said, cheap plug again in my last video, I want to see new enemies, and this is exactly what I'm looking for. This is the exact thing I said I needed, but it's looking better than what I actually asked for, but looking good nonetheless. But wait, there's more. There's not only one, there's two new enemies. My boy right here looking like he has some lady parts for a mouth right here. I don't know if there's some type of malice style force, some new type of style force, but who the designs of these things looking extraordinary. As I said, this is way exceeding my expectations. This is the exact thing I'm looking for in this game. They had the normal Lizalfos, Bokoblin, Moblins, everybody looking good, looking more evil. Death, destruction, Hyrule is falling into the hands of Ganon, not Calamity Ganon now. Ganon, and I hope it's Ganondorf, but things are looking dire, things are looking grim. But moving on, Epona, after what I see later on in this trailer, you kind of getting a little obsolete right now. A matter of fact, it was obsolete in Breath of the Wild because everybody used to fast travel by shrines, but right now, looking a little outdated, my boys. Well, I should say my girls, because Epona is a girl. If you could see the distance right here in this shot, you could see the same cloud thunder head like cloud dome in the sky, what I think you could be able to access at some later time in the game. You can see Hyrule Castle floating above a malice swirl. Not much I could say about this shot again, nothing else I could see, but let's move on to the next clip. Not enough significance again here to talk about. Alright, we hold it a little point here. A little disappointed that I can't talk much about this clip because I watched the trailer before I did this video. And most I could see is some type of structure, some type of vehicle driving through the trench, this gorge right here in the center. I don't know exactly what it is. I wish I could have talked more about it, but I just don't know. So looks good so far. Let me move on because I can't talk about it. Alright, so I see some grabby hands, some guardian fingers trying to grab a little feel of the Link booty cheeks. Trying to tackle him, trying to do something. And my boy look like he ready for anything. Right. Hold it right here. You can see a little you can see a better view of Link's hand right here. Look at it. Looks cool. Honestly, I find it looks cool. This is something, when I saw the first trailer and I saw Link's hand looking like this is something I think the character of Link needed. A little something to make him look a little more cool. I find in Breath of the Wild, Link wasn't all that cool. He was just silent, he was just thing. But for some reason, just give him a little more cool factor. Just make him stand out a little more. This hand, gray with the little jewels on it, it just looks cool, and I like that touch. Honestly, like that touch. You can see the little device on his hand with some type of magic container. I don't know what exactly. As I said, don't work at Nintendo, but some container on his hip right there, and looks good so far. These things still trying to cop a feel of the booty cheeks, but Link ain't having none of that. On to the next clip. Alright, so we see my boys here, my Boko boys here, dancing, flailing, gyrating, jockeying and jiving, with the little Boko bats and thing, ready for war, trying to come at Link with the craziness, but my boy ain't having none of that. But here we got a better look at the new enemy, the chubby Boko, as I may call him. He rallying the troops, he raising the morals, but I can't be asked down with that, my boys. This is not Hyrule Warriors raising morals and stuff, but he raising the morale of his little fellow minions to go out and fight, go out and spread the forces of Ganon for, to help out with the war. But he's doing his thing. Love his design, love the orange and black motif they have on his skin. It makes him stands out from the rest of the other Boko species. Love it so far. I don't have anything much of significance I could talk about in this shot, but everything looks so good so far. But hold up, one thing before I get off of this clip, I see that the bokoblins have, how to say, like, what is call it, tuning fork like bones on their head. It kind of reminds me of a tri-lizard boomerang, but looks unique, looks good. I can see my fat boko boy in the back here. He has some kind of axe-like horn on his head. These enemies looking out, little wild boy. But moving on to the next shot, not much to talk about. A Henix, however you like to pronounce it, chasing Link with a glowing green gem on his chest. I know after killing or defeating this enemy, Link will have access to that green gem on his chest. I don't know what exactly it does, but nonetheless, I'm excited to see what it do. On to the next clip. Link diving off a cliff, doing the paraglider. You could see a shot of more floating islands in the sky right there. I would like to see how we'll be able to access that from ground level going up into the sky. Very interested into seeing how we are going about to do that. Oh, might I add, I think there's a good part to mention the music in this trailer. The music is godlike. I can't wait to listen to the soundtrack of this game because, let me be honest, Breath of the Wild had some bangers in their soundtrack, and I know this one is going to have some bangers again. Alright, on to the next shot. I could be wrong, this could be the same Thunderhead Cloud Dome again here above this mountain. I may know if it have multiple to access in this game. I could be wrong, but it looks like that. Alright, and my Bokoblin on his way to work on that grind as usual, using the faithful taxi service of an Amphibia Flyer to get to work. There's our next one going to work as well too. You know, they're on that grind. Alright, so here in the next clip, you could see 3 moblins trying to gauge Link, trying to get cop a feel of those booty cheeks as usual again. You could see that they have some hats on their head. What do you think this is, Mario Odyssey? Calm your ass down with that, my boy. But yeah, they're trying to gauge Link, they're trying to cop a feel. And Link ain't having none of that. Alright, so I see my boy Iron Giant get some work after a few years, my boy. Link backflipping, dodging it, but from the looks of this looks like it is happening on a floating island, because gauging the distance of the sun from how it's shining on Link, it looks like a island in the air. And the Iron Giant right here, you can see the energy flowing through him is like the Zonai green energy that we saw from the shrines earlier in the trailer. Can't wait to fight him. Looking like a Minecraft character, but nonetheless looks good. Right here, you can see a better view of the device that is on Link's hip. You could see is about how much? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 containers, and only 4 are full right now. I don't know what kind of energy well, it looked like the Zona energy is going to fill it with, and he will be using it to do, well, I don't know if you have a magic meter or something like that. Looking at the sword, I don't know what kind of sword. It looks like a rusty sword Link have in his hand there, but I could be wrong. Alright, the next shot is Mommy Ganon jockeying, gyrating, vibrating, convulsing, I don't know what, but he's looking good. Can't wait to clap them cheeks when the games come out. Alright, so in this shot, I see this man wake up and he activated both Mangekyo Sharingans. And this man wake up immediately with some trauma, okay? I don't know what is on his heart to get this man a therapist, because you can't be activating both Mangekyo Sharingans upon waking up, my boys. Let's move on. Alright, so Link, looking all heroic. Alright. Let me just stop here one time. It's about the time this man get his own game, because Zelda already preaching that negativity, talking about, oh, she don't think that Link will be able to stop Ganon this time. Girl, have some faith in my boys. This man doing this how much years now? Have some faith. He stopped him last game in 2017. He will do it again. Time for my boy Link to get his own game. Take out Zelda, the legend, and Zelda, put the legend on Link. Because this man is the only man that has all the courage. Zelda, time for it to take a backseat. Alright, so in this shot, we see more Malice from that mountain doing his thing. Hyrule Castle, more Malice spewing out from it, and you get a bigger, wider shot to see all of the floating islands that are accessible in this game. Right? Don't have nothing much to say about them because they are out in the distance. Can't really see them all that well, but it looks like a good few, and honestly, I can't wait to explore all of them. Right down here to the bottom, you can see like it looks like one of these the Ubisoft towers that you can access to open up the maps. Alright, so at this point, I think there's a good time to talk about the mapping system of this game. Is there going to be a separate map for the ground and the sky? Or if even there's going to be separate towers to activate the map for the sky and the ground? If so, that's food for thought, something to think about. Let's move on. Alright, so another Amphibia Flyer trying to gauge your boy Link. He pulled out some type of arrow here that I don't recognize. This is something new. And you could see some energy swirling into it, like how the Guardian arrows in Breath of the Wild used to be like. And my boy releases his bow. And at the beginning it looked like my boy was going to miss, but no, this is not no ordinary type of arrow. This is a homing arrow. Arrow went straight into the amphibian flyer's mouth and blatow! My boy gets slapped straight upside the head, fall back, dies. My boy Link looking cool as ever. Yeah, you see, your boy don't miss everything. I have a trained eye for detail. Another box-like structure floating in the sky up in the back. Alright, so my boy coming skating in on a shield and a bokoblin camp, but just one with a sword, another one with a sword, and maybe the moblin captain that who is, conducting business up here. Alright, so the next time I immediately got angry because who is the employee at Nintendo thinking motion controls could get slide through the gaming industry in 2023? Cut this shit out immediately. Ain't nobody excited for no motion controls. I'm being honest with you. That's a fact of life Nintendo does have to accept at this point. Nobody buys again and like, oh, motion controls. Oof, can't wait to play. No. Get that mess. It slows down the game. Sometimes it's not responsive. Get that mess out of here. Get it out of here. We need this negativity in real life right now. So for that, and I really don't have not much to say about this clip, but we'll move on to the next one. Alright, so in this clip we see my boy Link with a zonai rod or some kind of device here. But it's not no ordinary rod. This man jumps up, flips in the air, styling on everybody's ass, and let goes a bomb into the stone talus with a piece of luminous ore on its back, and it explodes. What kind of device is this right here? I don't think you could be able to do this infinitely. I know it might have to put bombs inside of it, or it have a limited amount of times it could do that, but it looks good so far. I love it. Link looking a lot more powerful in this game. You could see in the back a cluster of luminous stones in the back as well too, where you could mine and get other materials. Alright, so in this next shot I want to say something. I have a theory with this next shot here. This might be a little far-fetched. I know this is speculation. The game ain't out yet. This is just raw speculation. I honestly think this right here ain't Zelda. I honestly think right here, this is Goddess Hylia visiting Link and trying to bestow some power upon him right here. Here again, a better shot of Link's hand, always, it is destroyed, but it's powered up by the touch of the Goddess Hylia. Right, and you can see Link watching his hand like, I know what I'm gonna do with this hand tonight. Just joke and making I kid. But yeah, Link is getting some type of power from the goddess. I honestly don't think that is Zelda. In this shot right here, you could see a floating island in the back. Alright, and as I said, she gave him some type of power. Alright, as we were saying now. So we could see Link, he has the same magic that Goddess Hylia speculated gave to him. You could see my boy basically has like the Magnesis rune from Breath of the Wild here, using it to take up a kind of wheel object out of, well, I think it's mud, but it has a little more reddish orange hue to it. Could be malice, could be mud, don't know, but nonetheless he's taking out the kind of wheel object out of the mud and using that little Wingardium Leviosa on it. But before we get off the shot, let me scan the background. As I could see a chest on a tree stump in the middle of the mud here, and you could see in the center of that chest it has a little green circle looking like it has something to do with the same zonai green energy that is bestowed upon Link. I don't know if he has to use his hand to open that chest, but we'll find out soon enough. In the background you can see more malice trees, and that's basically it I could say about this section right here. See Link pulling up with the Bugatti, operating like Trinidad drivers here with his headlights on during the daytime. I don't know why some people do that, but my boy, take off your headlight. This is wild. First things first, the first impression I got from seeing this gave me some Banjo and Kazooie Nuts and Bolts vibes. I remember a lot of people hated that game, but this ain't that game no more. My boy building vehicles in this game. As I said before, you can see that same wheel-like structure that he take out the mud in the last shot is the wheels for this same vehicle that he's driving right here. So my boy looking fresh in that new whip, whipping around at his speed. That song got places to go, got to follow my rainbow. My boy's doing his thing, man. He's doing his thing. As you see, he built a hot air balloon right here as well too. We think this is Pagonia from Sonic Generations. My boy looking good. My boy building vehicles here. He's an engineer right now. But in this shot right here, you could see more floating islands coming down vertically from the sky with another floating island below it. That mountain in the background doing its thing, spewing more malice. Alright, so my boy out here doing flying drones and thing. He got a drone before me, my boy Link. He flying drones and stuff. All right, so my boy look like it looks like you have to assemble these things. Like you have to find the four turbines, well, the four propellers you see at the end of these things, attach it onto some type of structure in the center, and you will find, you'll make yourself a drone and you can fly up to the air. You remember just earlier I was talking about, I wonder how you'll be able to reach from the ground to the air. Well, that question got answered with this clip right here. So now you could see more floating islands. You could see an orb-like island in the center of the screen right here. Looks like the dead egg, but look, nonetheless, everything looked good. You could see, I think you could see some waterfalls from some islands as well too. You never know, you may be able to use the Zora suit from Breath of the Wild to swim up those waterfalls to reach onto those islands. Food for thought, but everything looks good right here, boys. Alright, so we're coming down to the final shot. I'll look through this. The only thing of significance that I can see is another malice puddle here with malice pouring out from the top of it, and a block falling from the sky with some green energy trailing behind it. Right? And the money shot come up with Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom. You can see more islands. You can see two Ubisoft towers at the center of the screen right below the logo and on the right hand side of the screen, and right above that you could see more islands in the distance. Alright, and we're coming down to the end of the trailer here. You can see more malice, like some deep potent malice coming out of Mommy Ganon's chest and gonna attack Link, but it looks like his hand was already, if you look down here before the malice spews out, you could see Link's arm and the Master Sword has already been corrupted by this malice. So this was not the first attack. This has to be the second or third attack of that malice. And here you get a better shot of Link's hand, how it is wounded by the malice. Honestly, this thing looks painful. You could actually see it seared into his flesh, almost on his shoulder, and his chest was corrupted by this malice and damaged by this malice as well too. It looks gruesome. It looks painful as hell, and this man just trucking through that like, it's no problem. I still have to save Zelda. That just to show you the courage in Link, my boys. And then we get to see this big shot, Link going towards Zelda trying to save her. My boys, this game is going to be epic. And you see the date when the whole world will explode out of joy from all Zelda fans. May the 12th, 2023. Right, that's the end of the trailer. Alright, so I'm not gonna waste all the times. Your boy out of here. Squad Allah, my friends.